First of all, wait, can you guys see me? Is there a glare in my glasses? Hold on, let me see. There was impact of glare in my glasses. So I've been thinking, I reference my past a lot, but I really want to invite you guys into that time period. So let's relive my experiences together as a gay black boy becoming a black gay man. In my own words, of course. Okay, so first things first, to my newcomers, welcome. What's up? What's happening? I'm OBO. You'll learn more about me within this series, and I'm glad to have you. Feel free to go back and watch some older videos. They are significantly older because I haven't been here in a while, which brings me to my next point. People who have been here, my people from day one, I needed to just go be gay. Hey, real quick trigger warning. We're going to talk about some gay shit and some trauma. We're going to laugh, we're going to learn, we're going to do the things, but we're also going to talk about some gay shit and some trauma. I got to keep it real with you. Well, not always both, but maybe gay shit or trauma. It could be both, it could not be both. You get what I'm trying to say? Either way, we're going to talk about some gay shit and or some trauma. So prepare yourselves. The second I came out the closet in 2019, pandemic happened, and the second I was really learning myself, I started to intellectualize my experience. I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to build community. I wanted to understand why I was in trauma, why I was in shame, why I was internalized homophobia, why did I have this, why did I have that? I needed to know every single detail. I was like, okay, each week I'm talking about a different microaggression, but I'm not really just existing in the fact that I am gay now and comfortable in the fact that I am gay now. Let me go do some of that. So this past year and a half, 2 years has been that. But I have more thoughts. Some thoughts that are contrary to previous thoughts, but they're going to be up because that's how I thought at the time. And some are going to further affirm those thoughts. Either way, we are going to get to thinking. In this series, we're going to chronicle my life from the beginning of what I can remember about myself and about my sexuality and bring it to present day. Just because I think community is so important and feeling seen is really important. Not necessary. You can be what you cannot see. Unpopular opinion. But I think it is easier to be what you can see. So age 6. Age 6 is my earliest memory of kind of anything. I don't remember anything before age of 6. I don't remember anything before first grade, to be honest. Grade school just started it off for me. I don't know if that's capitalism at hand, but here we are. So I am in the first grade and I have this crush on this boy named John Crossan III. He is the dream come true. He has a part in his hair. He has on the uniform that's crispy. Whoever his mom was, she was not playing with the crease in the pants. He was that for me. And I remember feeling so comfortable in my like of him. I never added shame to it at all. I remember seeing him and wishing my desk was closer to his and all the things, but also not sexualizing that because I'm 6. Quick question for you, and we'll call this question 1. Did you find out that you were gay? This is for my gay people watching, or people who are same gender loving. Did you find out that you were same gender loving because of a presence of attraction to the same gender or the absence of an attraction to the opposite gender? And for a little more added context, was it all the boys are liking girls and I'm not? Or I like that boy over there? So back to my first grade crush. So John Crossan III, I think he's a pastor now, by the way. I will pray. Praise the Lord, John. Praise the Lord. And so I see him and I am smitten as a 6-year-old can be. I get home to tell my parents how my school experience was. And I remember them giving me whatever my snack was. And I said, there's this boy in my class and I like him. And I think in that moment, my fondness of him felt more intense than the expectation of friendship. But at the same vein, I think because my parents, like a lot of parents, whether it's riddled with homophobia or the fear of your child being mistreated, did not want a gay child, right? And so within that, it became, and even within saying that though, I will say that my parents did the best job that they could do with all their socialization intact. Not necessarily giving credit to that because I think we have to be careful around what we give credit to. We tend to just praise people for not being wicked. And I don't know if that's the case, but I will say that. And so I tell them and I make it a little more interesting. I can't remember the exact words I used. I don't know if it was, I want to kiss him, hug him, whatever, but it was something that in my 6-year-old brain meant that I liked him like that, And that was my first time feeling as if there was something I didn't do right. As if should I have said that? And I think in interrogating the should I have said that of it all, it was like, well, what about what I said was improper? And then you get to school and there's a clear separation of boy and girl. There's a clear understanding of what boys do with girls. There's a clear understanding of what boys do as boys. And I think falling, I don't want to say victim, but probably victim of that created this version of myself that was hyper aware. And I think that's the part where we talk about believing children is so important, because they may not understand what's happening, but they know something is happening. And I knew something was happening. And a lot of the something that's happening was something that I did or didn't do. So you're introducing shame to a child at a very young age around something that should carry none. You know, as I journeyed through first and I will add second grade, because I had a crush on a girl in second grade named Leticia Rice.
Can you stop name
What's up,
calling?
girl? And I think within that, it was this very interesting game of, what do we call this little boy? Is he gay? Is he going to be bi? Is he going to be curious? Is this a phase? And I think, I'm only speaking for Americans. Americans are obsessed with titles. We're obsessed with calling something something, right? We're obsessed with having to put you in some sort of box. Bisexual, asexual, heterosexual, pansexual. You need to figure out where to put you, opposed to you're just navigating the world as you see fit. And if you do that honestly, a title is irrelevant. But that's a story for another day. In this first grade experience, I think a lot of me started to just be hyper aware. And I think that is so paramount to the conversation around queerness and around Black queerness specifically, because in the midst of me being hyper aware of my physical body, I was also hyper aware of my Blackness very young. A lot of us got those conversations young, right? You're Black, 10 times harder. Being mindful of police, being mindful of where you are, your surroundings, being mistreated because of nothing, all that kind of stuff. And so I think within that, it was like, I'm double aware, all while transitioning through childhood and, puberty, and like all those things contributed so much to my hyper awareness of where I sat, where I was, who I could be, who I couldn't be. And I think for me specifically, OBO, it became, I'm just gonna do what I think the other kids are doing. And so much so that I'm also gonna try to think like the other kids are thinking, even though I'm not aware of how they're thinking, but I'm assuming that their thoughts are influencing their steps, and their steps don't feel like they're being judged, but mine feel like there's often this. I think a lot of gay men now can remember an experience in which you may not have been told to do a thing, but you damn sure weren't told to not do a thing. You know what I'm saying? I never called you gay, but it's like, you don't like boys, do you? You don't want to, wear pink, do you? You don't want to dance, do you? You don't think, you know that boys don't, and you were very well aware that, okay, heard you.
Anxiety, stop!
You aren't as subtle as you think you are. Trust me. Got it. Won't do it again, and you become this person who is so hyper aware of like, okay, well, is this going to get me that othered feeling again? Is this going to make me feel uncomfortable? Is this going to make everyone in the room kind of look at me in this way? Should I not say this? For me, I'm on a crusade to de-gender language as it relates to kids. Stop asking little boys, do they like any little girls in their classes? Ask them if they like anyone in their class. Do you have any crushes? You don't have to put a gender on it. Allow them to tell you who it is, because it coerces language. And I don't think it's by happenstance or on accident. I think it's pretty calculated to say, you like any girls in your class? And I'm like, oh, okay, well, okay, now I know that I should like a girl in the class, because I was going to tell you about John Crossan III with that part in his hair, but I guess I'll keep it cute. Yeah. Her name is Brittany, and I want to give her my Claire's necklace on Valentine's Day. A lot of communication is nonverbal. People are not unaware, and kids are not as unaware as we think they are. A kid knows. A kid can feel that energy. A kid can feel that. And I distinctly remember throughout majority of my childhood being coerced by the adults around me and knowing what their version of right was and how it would be advantageous of me to bend to their version of right. Because if not, you'll be othered. And I think a lot of us don't want to be supported. we want to comfortably exist. Even now as an adult, and we'll get there throughout this series, but I don't want it to be, yes, or da-da-da-da-da, boom, 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 da-da-da-da, da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? I don't always need that. Say what up. It's okay. Say hi. It's all good. I promise. It's okay. You don't gotta, I live for the gays and the gays are my favorite and woo-doo-doo-doo and you gay. Oh my God. Yeah. Like, I don't need all that. Just say hi. And I think a lot of kids don't want to experience the same thing either. Little Johnny, you said John crossing the third in his part and his crease in his pants earlier. What do you mean by that? I think he's cute. What do you want me to say? I think he's a cutie. That's what I think. Opposed to like, okay, John. His name is John. You said John. Okay, cool, nice. Where's John? Have you met his parents? Did they come to the school? What color was the shoes? He has Nikes like you. Just give me some real energy. Give me some normal conversation. So bottom line is our journey starts with feeling comfortable. And making someone feel comfortable is allowing them to come to you as they are, not perpetuating what comfort should be to them, not coercing their definition of comfort, allowing them to come to you as their full and autonomous self and you receiving that. I'm not saying it's absence of guidance for the parents watching. I'm not saying it's absence of opinions to the friends and family of those people who are navigating. But at the same time, understanding that comfortability is paramount for me to reach whatever my potential is and become whoever I'm destined to become. And as long as I am coupling my comfortability with yours, and yours is always going to be the one that wins, and because you don't understand or put value in what my experiences are, I have to then shelf them, is so unfair. I will go on record saying it's so mean, it's so insensitive, it's so violent, and so unnecessary. I can be my fullest version of myself without having to be a mini me to a parent who's trying to make good because their parents didn't do what they wanted them to do, or trying to shelf me from an experience that you feel like you have, or trying to look cute to your friends. So, episode 1. I was 6. I had a crush on a boy. I think we started off pretty light here, I just had a crush on a boy at 6 and told my parents about it and didn't know I was telling them about it and didn't know I was kind of coming out the closet but not coming out the closet. But hey, here we are. What were you thinking at 6? Put it in the comments below. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we are back, baby. I cannot wait to talk to you guys more and expound on more thoughts and do this. So I will see you guys on episode 2. It gets interesting. Very much so, actually. The motto is still going to stay the same, though. Keep creating space.